I had to do this live. YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live. And tonight's live, guys, is going to be on where is Brandon Aiyuk going? What is going to happen with the 49ers situation with Brandon Aiyuk requesting a trade? So today I'm going to talk about some teams that he could be getting traded to. Now, usually I don't do these type of lives, but I think y'all want these type of lives where as soon as you hear some news, let's talk about it. Let's see what's going to happen. To me, I don't care nothing about smoke. I care about the real fire. But guys, appreciate everybody being here. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Do the HBO special. Go up to the top right hand corner, hit the three dots, and click the like button. It's called Help a Brother Out, the HBO special. Okay. I see you. I see you, Harambe. What's up, bro? First one in. I see you, Zach. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all being in here. Yes, sir. So yeah, guys, they talking about Brandon Aiyuk. What's going on, Dello? What's up, bro? They talking about that Brandon Aiyuk might get traded. Now, I'm gonna be honest. You know, I'm not gonna cap, guys. I really don't care. Now, once it happened, that's the video that should be made. But the algorithm said to make the video and let's talk about the hypothetical situations. And guys, when you do fantasy football content, if you just go off any type of news, you're gonna be doing a lot of hypothetical videos and hypothetical lives. So, but that's part of the game. I'm okay doing it, but I don't really, I mean, who cares what team, because it's just a speculation. Now, do I believe he might get traded? The percentage of that, I'm kind of 50-50. I don't know. I'm hearing some people say they are. We heard the same thing with Debo, and then he didn't. I'm like, man, what a waste of time. Debo didn't want to go nowhere. If he wanted to go somewhere, he would have said, don't sign me. I want to go somewhere. I'm not playing here. Same thing with Lamar Jackson. Oh, he's gonna get traded. Next thing you know, Lamar, oh, I love the Ravens. I never want to go nowhere. I'm like, man, get out of here, man. I don't want to play the game of coy. I don't want to play the game of coy. But I guess it's the way the news is. It's the way the game flows, right? So let me see. Dello says Debo finna get busy if Aiyuk's leave. I don't know, man. I think Debo gonna get off regardless, but if we need Debo to stay healthy, that's the main thing about Debo. Debo got his own niche in this offense that nobody else can do. If Debo stays healthy, Debo's a top 12 guy. He can boom. He's special. It's all about Debo being healthy. Harambe says Debo and Kittle to the moon. Those guys they got their own niche, but I do think Kittle value will go up a lot. You know, Kittle is kind of like he's boom or bust. But if Aiyuk does go somewhere, Kittle's gonna go up. Because Kittle, you know, he hasn't been getting consistent targets since Brandon Aiyuk started breaking out. Yes, Jennings. I think Jennings gonna go up a little bit through the regular season. I think Jennings goes up, especially with Ricky Pearsall being on a non-contact injury list. That was a non-contact. I'm sorry. Yeah, non-football injury list. Yes, sir. So yeah, I do too. I think Kittle value rises. That's the main person who rises to me. So guys, let me read a little bit. Let's talk about some news. Let's talk about some news. A couple of news things before I actually break down some of the teams and what I think can happen if he go to those teams. And guys, you got any comments or you think a team he might go to? Put it in the comment section. I'll get to it. We'll chop it up. We'll talk about it. Okay, let's see here. What's going on with the news? Let's see what they're saying. Okay. So let's get off. We're going to get off. You know, I'm going to read out news that's going on in the NFL. This is the recent news, guys. So right now, my boy Daniel Jones says that Daniel Jones is expected to be healthy for training camp. So he's expected to probably start day one. He's expected to be healthy for training camp. Let's see here. What else is some good news to talk about? So going back to what I was talking about, Ricky Pearsall. Ain't that kind of ironic how Ricky Pearsall news comes out at the same time that Brandon Aiyuk requested a trade? That's kind of ironic, right? It says, according to Underdog, it says the 49ers placed Pearsall undisclosed on the active non-football injury list today. Aaron Wilson of the KPRC2 Houston reports that Pearsall's placement on the NFL list indicates that his injury was sustained away from team activities. So it could have been him working out by himself. We haven't heard that he got fined or anything or something bad where he was out like doing skateboarding or something, right? So it's probably something he was working out and could have got hurt. The details of the severity of Pearsall's injury remains undisclosed. But the 2024 first round pick placement on the NFL injury list comes at the same time as Brandon Aiyuk official request to be traded, potentially depriving the 49ers of both negotiation leverage against Brandon Aiyuk, and depending on his expected recovery timetable, it's going to depend on how much bargaining they have with Brandon Aiyuk. So if he comes back next week, then they're going to be okay. But if he takes maybe if it takes him a month and then he end up being on that list for 4 weeks, they might have to give Brandon Aiyuk the money or just say Jawan Jennings is going to be the guy. We're not going to worry about Brandon Aiyuk. So yeah, guys, that's what they're talking about far as with the Ricky Pearsall injury. Let me see if there's anything else to talk about. So Keyshawn Butte, the guy that was drafted by the New England Patriots last year from the LSU Tigers, they dropped his gambling charge. The guy had got in trouble for gambling, but they dropped it. So evidently he wasn't gambling. So that's a good thing. He beat that charge. And I talked about Daniel Jones. They said there was no setbacks in his recovery, so it looks like he's going to be ready for training camp and be ready for week 1. Let's see, is anything else? Keaton Mitchell from the Baltimore Ravens. Keaton Mitchell from the Baltimore Ravens, the running back, said he's going to be started on the pup list. So that means that he's going to miss the first 4 weeks of the season. Nick Chubb, they say he's squatting like 700 pounds. I'm still not taking Nick Chubb. I'm not touching him with a 10-foot pole. Pause. We all know that Jordan Addison was arrested on a DWI charge. So I still think he plays all 17 games if he's healthy. I don't think he's going to feel anything from this until next year. So his lawyer is going to push the trial and all that back in for next year. T. Higgins will play the whole season on a franchise tag. So they're not going to sign T. Higgins to a deal. That lets T. Higgins know that they don't want him. So he's just going to have to play out the deal and try to build his value up for when another team picks his contract up or gives him a new contract. Let's see. Is there anything else we need to talk about? I think that's it, guys. Okay. Let me see what the comments is talking about. Let's see. Zach says Pearsall to the moon. If he comes off the injury list, if he don't come off that non-football injury list, who knows? Dello, he says, yeah, Jennings might be the one that benefits the most low-key. You're right, Harambe. Yes, Jennings balled out in the Super Bowl. Almost was Super Bowl MVP. If they would have won that game, he might would have had a chance to get Super Bowl MVP. But Christian McCaffrey did have a good game, too. JM in the house. What's going on, JM? JM says, no way they let Aiyuk walk. That's what I'm saying. It's no way they let him walk. But, hey, if they do, they do. I agree with you, bro. There's no way. I don't think so. They need him to help secure Purdy because Purdy is good, but I mean, what he's gonna just throw it to Debo and Kittle? I mean, he can. I'm not saying he's gonna suck doing it, but I would think they want as many weapons as he can have, or they can pay. Maybe they can't pay Aiyuk with the Nick Bosa contract. Ed Tay, what's up, Ed Tay? He says Washington. So I see the Washington is up to 45%. People are picking the Washington Commanders. That's the team that could be picking up Brandon Aiyuk. Yes, sir. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. Let's get the likes up. Harami says, how about them Cowboys? They could, man, but they ain't even signed CD Lamb. And if they go and make a move for Brandon Aiyuk and ain't signed CD gonna ask for more money for Justin Jefferson for sure, which he already probably is, but he definitely gonna want more money because that's gonna rub him the wrong way. And so he's going to be asking for lots of money if they pick up Aiyuk and give him a new deal. Aiyuk is not going to go to a team. They're not going to probably trade him until they agree to give him a new deal. Because if they trade him and they don't give him a new deal, he's not going to play for that team either. So that team, whoever gets him, they're going to have to give him a new deal. Dan Amato, what's up, bro? He says they got to pay CD, no chance. Right. Facts. And Parsons. Right. Robbie says, true that. JM says, San Francisco trying to win a ring, they'll pay him. I agree. He's a young wide receiver. No matter what, you can still trade him if something goes wrong later, right? You can always trade him. Lonely B says they are saying the injury isn't believed to be serious on Twitter. I heard that too. For Ricky Pearsall. Hector, what's up, bro? He says Raiders do not plan on trading Devontae Adams. No, they don't. But, Aaron Rodgers is just taking jabs at the media. That's what he does, right? It would be interesting if he did go back. If he did go to the Jets. Adam Hogan in the house. What's going on, Adam? Appreciate you being here, bro. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. Adam says, what do you think about the 2024 Vikings, bro? A Justin Jefferson show. That's it. I don't know if that defense is going to be good enough to play and keep that team in games. I don't trust J.J. McCarthy. Sam Darnold could be sneaky. Sam Darnold could end up playing really well and hyper-targeting Justin Jefferson, but I don't think they're making it to the playoffs. I think it's just a Justin Jefferson show. The only team players that I'm targeting off of the Vikings this year in fantasy football would be Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones, and I might pick up Sam Darnold off waivers later on in the season. Excuse me, guys. I just got home from work. Been in that hot lab all day. I know y'all be like, dang, TD, why your lips be so chapped when you're doing videos? When you're in that dry, hot lab where we got machines, we got over probably 5,000, 10,000 machines running. With it filtering out, it dries you out really quick. And sometimes I want to finish my work. I don't want to go and get water every 15 minutes because you drink this up in like 10 minutes. I mean, it's really hot in now. Okay. Let's see here. So, okay. Dello. Appreciate you being here, Adam. Appreciate that. Dello says what they going to do is force him to play on his tag and then trade him next year. I know how this ends. He going to give it his all. Yeah, I don't know what it. I mean, that makes sense because they got the contract. They the one got the sauce. Like they lead. Like they got you still on the contract, bro, and they can franchise tag you too. So I agree with you, Dello. But I don't know if they want to do that and they trying to win a Super Bowl and they don't want him being disgruntled, right? Hector says Aiyuk is staying with the 49ers. I think so too. RG in the house. Watch your mouth. What's up, bro? He says they're going to franchise Aiyuk before they trade him, but want him to be a Steeler. But you want him to be a Steeler. Yeah, I wonder what that trade going to look like. That's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings who love let's see, George Pickens. A lot of people who's high on George Pickens is going to hurt their feelings. It's going to hurt their feelings, people who love George Pickens. Because if he go there, then George Pickens is not going to be a top 5 wide receiver. He might be a top 24 wide receiver if Aiyuk goes there. Dello says, I'm talking about Aiyuk, by the way. Right. Of course. Yeah. Big Will, appreciate you being here, bruh. Harami says, I should have thought before I type. I may or may not be under the influence of something. Now, you good, bruh. Ryan Santoro, what's up, bruh? He said, would you send Josh Jacobs for Debo? Dynasty Superflex win night. I also have Aiyuk. I would send Josh Jacobs, but I don't know if I would do it for Debo. I don't know if I would do it for Debo. I think you can get something better. I think you can get something better than Debo. Debo is legit. If you wanted to do that, it's okay. I don't think it's a terrible trade, but I think you can get something more. Josh Jacobs got traded to a team. They got rid of their starting running back. So it looks like he's primed and ready to be a top 12 guy, right? That's how you could sell him as a top 12 guy, as a floor. Selling as a top 5 guy. I wouldn't want to keep Josh Jacobs on my team. Not that he's a bad player. I just think you can get more upside at other positions with him. And if you need a wide receiver, I would try to go a little bit better than Debo. That's just me. But if Aiyuk gets traded, then yes, Debo would be, like, even though he's volatile, I think that would be an even better trade. But right now, I would say get something better. Big Will says, what draft picks do you think he's worth? So you mean Aiyuk? I think Aiyuk is worth 2 seconds. I would give, if I was a team, I would give up 2 seconds for him. I would give up a second this coming up year, and then maybe another second, and maybe even go to a third. I would try my best not to give up a first. I wouldn't give up a first unless I was like a team. Say Kansas City didn't have Xavier Worthy, right? And all they had was Kadarius Toney. Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore. I would give up a first if I was Kansas City, because you know Kansas City, they can win a Super Bowl. But if I'm a young building team like Washington, I'm not giving up a first for Aiyuk, because I just don't think my team is going like Aiyuk. Okay, we're gonna be ready to win a Super Bowl. I just don't think that. I'm not saying Aiyuk is garbage or chopped liver. I just don't think I'm giving up a first with a young rookie quarterback. Not yet. But teams like Pat Mahomes, I think they could make that move, and that would be good if they didn't have like a Xavier Worthy. They don't need them. So it's got to be a Super Bowl edging team, and that's why San Francisco needs them. Ryan says, what's going on, Ryan? Appreciate you being here again, bro. He said, I'm thinking if the Niners deal Aiyuk, Debo could explode. Right. But Debo got to stay healthy, guys. It's all about Debo staying healthy. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. Let's get the likes up. We got 20 people in here. We only got 6 likes. I done read out almost every chat. I'm not going to read out any more chat questions. We can't get at least to 10 to 12 likes, guys. Let's get the likes up. Yeah, he could explode, but he got to stay healthy. Debo has to stay healthy. I'm not worried about who's on that team. It's all about Debo. If Debo's healthy, man, he's a potential top 5 guy. When Debo was fully healthy, if you look at his points, fantasy points, he's elite. The Rose says, do Waddle or Olave as a tomato? Yes, I do that one. I'm going to let this ride out for a little bit, but at the end of the video or end of the live, I'll do that one, bro. Rami says, hit the like button, y'all. Just get the likes up. Appreciate that, Rami. Zach says, I think Aiyuk goes to the Commanders because he wants Jaden Daniels to be his quarterback. They used to be teammates, right? But also the money got to be there. I do believe he would take a little bit of a discount if 49ers didn't pay him, and he would go to there because he liked Jaden Daniels. I agree with that. That is facts. D Lion in the building. What's up, bro? He says, what's poppin' corn artists? Yes, sir. What's corn artists? But yes. All right. So, guys, let's talk about the first team that I want to talk about, that I'm going to say what's going to happen. Big Will in the house. Watch your mouth. Big Will in the house. Watch your mouth. Bro, I got to get me a soundboard. Big Will says, appreciate you, bro. Get the likes up. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Big Will. Appreciate you, man. So the first team that GM Omar Khan, okay, is a con artist. Right. You think he's going to? So you think Aiyuk is get ready to go there, bro? You think Aiyuk is going there, D Lion? Mm. Okay. So the first team I want to talk about, I hope so, but I doubt it. Me too. So the first thing I want to talk about the Washington Commanders. So guys, this is I'm gonna break it down like this. So you're gonna have Jaden Daniels, Brandon Aiyuk, Jahan Dotson, and Terry. I think Jahan Dotson, if I was the San Francisco 49ers, I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. If I was the San Francisco 49ers and I could get a second round pick with Jahan Dotson, I would make that deal. That's just me. I don't know if Jahan Dotson fit their strategy. Maybe Jahan is not a great blocker, and maybe Aiyuk is a little bit tougher, and he fits the San Francisco 49ers style, and maybe they don't want Jahan coming in there and he don't know the system. Perfectly understandable. But yeah, that's the only way to me it works. I don't think you go out and get Brandon Aiyuk and have Brandon Aiyuk and a Jahan Dotson as a first round pick and a Terry McLaurin that's on a deal and go out and try to win a Super Bowl this year and Brandon Aiyuk. I mean, I think the Washington Commanders like 3 years away. I mean, I'm just predicting anybody can win the Super Bowl in any year, but I don't think it makes sense for the Washington Commanders. Um, Keith Jenkins, yes sir, bro. Salute to you too, bro. Appreciate you being here. Life and sports talk with Jake. What's good, bro? Steelers makes the most sense. I guess if y'all don't think George Pickens any good, y'all must not don't think George Pickens is any good. So I don't. To me, the Washington Commanders doesn't make any sense. D Lion says, as a Steelers fan, I want him, but probably costs too much. As a person holding a Jaden Daniels Offensive Rookie of the Year ticket, and I have JD in Dynasty, I would love him in Washington. That makes sense. That makes sense. Do you think that they can target all three wide receivers and make it work? You don't think anybody would be disgruntled? RG says Pickens is good, but Steelers don't have a wide receiver too. Both would be nice, right? Okay, all right. That's facts. They don't. Deontay Johnson is gone. Maybe they don't believe in Calvin Austin. They do got Pat Fryermuth. So you're right, bro. Yeah, Calvin, and then maybe the rookie from Michigan is not ready. So that makes sense, RG. So let's go to the next team. Let's talk about the next team. The next team is the New England Patriots. And let me see what the what you call it looks like right now, the poll. Okay, the poll is 46% Commanders. 46% Commanders. So the next thing, yeah, the New England Patriots. I think it makes plenty of sense for the New England Patriots. If you have Drake May, you need to go get an alpha wide receiver to help your young quarterback grow. So I'll give you a couple of examples with that. Do you remember Josh Allen before he got Stephon Diggs? All Josh Allen mostly did was run around and try to look for a deep ball or run the ball. That's all he could do. But when he got Stephon Diggs, his timing started getting better. He started looking like a professional quarterback, standing in the pocket, delivering the ball, tight, crisp arm motion. Right? Pause. So I think that New England, they got the draft capital. They can pay him elite money. They can give up a first or a second for Aiyuk. So to me, it makes sense for New England. I don't think the 49ers want to do it. That I heard rumors that the New England called and they was like, "No, we ain't get rid of Aiyuk, man. We ain't doing it." But I think New England makes the most sense to me. They need an alpha guy. Demario Douglas is good. He's solid, but he ain't an alpha. I'm gonna troll my homeboy the roll real quick. Demario Douglas is better than Chris Olave. Demario Douglas is better than Chris Olave. I'm trolling you, bro. I'm trolling you. But yeah, but Brandon Aiyuk I think would be really good for the New England Patriots. So that's my I want him to go to the New England Patriots. Not like I ain't got no sauce in the game, but I think it would help Drake May development, and I think New England would be a tough team. I like the head coach. I like Gerard Mayo. All right, let's see what the comments is talking about. All right, okay, we did that. Dollar Bill says Arthur Smith wants to run the ball. Right, that's what I'm saying. But I guess if you bring in IU, I would. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he'd be a wasted draft pick or a wasted player. Are you really gonna let Russell Wilson cook and give him the ball and throw IU ball 110, 120 times when you already got a frustrated George Pickens on the other side that's not getting the ball? Excuse me. D Lion says never too many weapons. Load up. Injuries happen. Okay. Texans could be very smart with Diggs and with an injury to Nico Odell. Actually, I don't think they need an injury. I think they got C.J. Stroud. This is a C.J. Stroud team. So 3 weapons to them makes sense. Just like if it was Kansas City. You got 3 weapons on that team is okay. But I'm not putting 3 weapons with subpar quarterbacks that needs a strong run game. Now, you could say Brock Purdy is that for San Francisco. They got 2 strong weapons with a strong tight end. So yeah, I guess you could say that, right? I guess the more weapons, the better for anybody. The more the merrier. I get that. I get that. Dello says, I think Cup finna wake everybody up. The Nacua train has taken over, and I believe Cup got something to say about that. People forgot who he was in 2022. Bold prediction, Cup finished as the wide receiver 1. Hey, I respect that. Only thing that I would say is Puka is special. So you can't do nothing about special talent. Matthew Stafford, if they want to win the game, they got to go to Puka. Now, I'm not saying the Cooper Cup can't go out there and get 10 catches for 108 yards. But Puka going to have 8, 9 catches for 120 yards too. So he's special too, man. Puka's special, man. He's just not a guy out there running around. Hey, I just want to work hard for Matthew Stafford and get targets. He's not that type of guy. It's some guys out there, man, they just good because they on a good team, right? Puka Nacua is better than Brandon Aiyuk. Puka Nacua, if you want to say he's the number 2 wide receiver, there's no number 2 wide receiver in the game. Jalen Waddle's not better than Puka Nacua. I'm going to go ahead and tell my boy, the road. Chris Olave is not better than Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua is the number 1 wide receivers. Is like top 8, top 9 with number 1 wide receivers. So I just think Puka Nacua is special, and I think that's the only thing. I think both of these guys are going to be good, and I think it's going to make they're going to have to give it to Puka Nacua in order to win a Super Bowl. I'm not saying is he better than the Cooper Kupp. I think he might be a better young down the field guy than Cooper Kupp, but Cooper Kupp is the best route runner on that team and a top 3 route runner in the NFL. I'm not going to take that from Puka Nacua. But you want to talk about double team and we need to win and we need to throw a deep ball and he covered, Puka can jump over 2 people and come down with the ball. Cooper Kupp is a little older. That ain't his game. That's why they went and got Odell Beckham that year, just to help extend the offense, even though Cooper Kupp was nasty, right? So that's the way I see it. I just think Puka is a evolutionary part of this offense. Let's see. Dollar Bill says New England has $44 million and Commanders have $37 million. Is salary cap room, right? So both of them are both open to it. I just, like I said, I guess it's just my opinion with the Washington Commanders. It's all about my opinion. I just know New England need them bad. At least the Commanders got Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson. New England don't got nobody but Ramondre Stevenson far as known as being a good player, right? Big Will says, we'll love Aiyuk for my Commanders, but we're still rebuilding. I agree, Big Will. That's my point. I agree. I wouldn't mortgage our picks, right, for which would set us back. We can easily draft a wide receiver with first-round talent. I agree. That's my point. That's my point. I'm like, why would you do that to Jaden Daniels when you need just let the boys get better, and then when you get ready to go make your move, do what Houston did. Houston said, okay, CJ Stroud, we see that you can handle that. You can handle the Lamborghini. It's like your son. Your son can't even drive the Toyota 2014 Toyota that you got him, and you're gonna go buy him a Maserati? He can't even handle that. So when your son get ready to get his license, or your daughter, you make sure that they can handle an average car, and then you can go get them luxury. So CJ Stroud, he showed them, listen, I'm special. I can handle the Maserati. I can handle the Lambo. So now they're gonna go out and get him a Bugatti, right? And that's what I believe you need to wait for Jalen Daniels. Wait till he go out and have a good year. And if y'all get ready to make the playoffs 6-2, and you still need a wide receiver, then go make the move. But if you do it now, you might just be playing for an overpriced weapon and letting them sit around and rotting on your team. By the time y'all get ready to win, he ready to be traded because he's on the last year of his deal. I disagree with you, Dollar Bill. Aiyuk ain't better than who did I say he wasn't better than? Yeah, Aiyuk ain't better than Puka. Aiyuk is not better than Puka. I stand on that, bro. We agree to disagree. You know I love you. This is what we do here in Fantasy Good Sports. I totally disagree with that. Puka is him. Puka like that. And you know I ain't no big Puka guy. You know I'm a Tyreek Amara type. Puka like that, man. I'm telling you, he like that. Now Aiyuk is nice. We splitting hairs here. But Puka nasty, man. I hate to say it. I'm not saying he better, but Puka's on a Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson level. I know, man. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna come back and say it. I think Puka Nacua is on a Justin Jefferson. I'm not saying he better than him. I don't think that Brandon Aiyuk is quite like that. I seen Brandon Aiyuk like drop some big time balls, and that's nitpicking. Everybody drop a ball. I seen Tyreek drop a ball. Amara, I ain't really seen him drop any balls. But I seen Tyreek drop balls. I seen a lot of guys drop balls. But Aiyuk ain't quite. If Aiyuk was that, bro, they'd have been gave him a deal. They wouldn't have hesitated, bro. And then he's good, but he ain't like that. That's just my 2 cents. I could be wrong. This is a good discussion. We're gonna do a tomato at the end once I do break down some of these teams. Yeah, so Big Will says, "We'll love Aiyuk for my Commanders." Yeah, we did that easily first round. All right. Big Will says, "Not smart to trade picks for him and pay break the bank." Right. I would say wait, develop your team. D Lion says, "Uh-oh." Harambe says, "Puka is a wide receiver one of the Rams." I agree, Harambe. So guys, this one I'm about to go ahead and do in the I think this poll is done. We got 39 votes. Let's get the likes up. We got 39 votes. Let's get the like. So we should have 39 likes in here, guys. But I'm gonna end this poll. This poll is lopsided with Commanders, and I'm about to make a new poll, and I'm about to do Puka Nacua or Brandon Aiyuk. Who is better? And we talking about pure talent. We ain't talking about who gonna get more targets in fantasy. We talking about a mano. Like who better, right? All right. All right, we're gonna do Puka, and we're gonna do Aiyuk. This is gonna be a good poll right here. Yes, sir. Okay. Dollar Bill says, "I disagree, bro. Laugh out loud. Aiyuk is like that in my opinion, and like I said, I respectfully disagree, bro. This is a good one. This is a good debate." D Lion says Jets with G Wilson will be scary. Let A-Rod load up like Brady did. Yeah, long as Aaron Rodgers is Healthy. It's all about Aaron Rodgers being healthy.
Um, the Rose says
Puka is a full tier down from Chase and JJ.
that's a fair.
I don't. That's a fair opinion. I can't sit here and say you crazy for saying that. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. But it makes sense, and
I can see how you saying.
it's hard for me to argue that.
All right, let's talk about
The next team before I get to the rest of the questions. Right now, it's 50-50. It's 50-50. The next team is going to be Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think if you bring in Brandon Aiyuk, you're gonna have a disgruntled wide receiver like George Pickens. George Pickens is gonna feel some type of way because now when he's get ready to get his targets, finally you bring in another wide receiver to make him have competition with targets. And you might say, well, that's good. You need somebody else. Yeah, I guess, right? I guess you might as well kept Deontay Johnson for cheaper if you're just gonna get Brandon Aiyuk. Except
Pickens. That's how Pickens see it.
maybe
Deontay was a toxic.
was toxic to the team. So I don't see the Steelers going there and going about and getting a wide receiver to make their team better. Maybe Omar Khan is going to be different. Omar Khan is going to be different, right? And he's going to go out and spend more money in free agent and get some of these big free agent
Type guys and
make the splash. Steelers usually they develop their wide receivers from within. They might go out and get a defensive player here and there, but usually they are going to develop their talent. So I don't see it, but is it anything is possible? Any team can go get IU.
Dollar Bill says
Put Aiyuk in the Rams passing game. He is on a running team.
yes, he is on a running team.
But he's on one of the most efficient teams in the NFL history. The last 2 years, they are been the most efficiency team and best yak team. 49ers and Raiders would not trade Brandon Aiyuk or Devontae Adams. I'm just reading up. Something came up on Twitter. But yeah, they do play on a running team, but they're very efficient. I think Aiyuk would be good for the Rams. He wouldn't be Puka though. He wouldn't make the plays that Puka made. I don't think he would make the plays that Puka made. I
don't think they make the same
plays. I think Aiyuk has his strengths. He's a good route runner. He might be a better route runner than Puka, but I don't think he can go up and high point the ball like Puka. I don't think he has the ball skills in the air like Puka. Well, Puka can toe tap and catch the ball on the sideline and make sure he get both foot down at an elite level, even though Aiyuk is good at that too. So we splitting hairs here.
This is a great conversation.
Big Will says Aiyuk is really good. Yes, Aiyuk is good. He ain't elite,
but he's really good.
D-Line says Puka is a few years behind JJ and Chase. Can't say he a tear down after last year's performance. Thank you. Right. Can't say you can't say that. I mean, he a few years behind him and he went crazy. Like he did what JJ and Jamar Chase did. And you might say, well, he had Matthew Stafford. Well, they had Joe Burrow and Kirk Cousins. And then Kirk Cousins might be a good deal, but Kirk Cousins will hyper target you. Big Will says he's too quiet, so he had to make some noise. That's how you get paid. I agree. I don't think he's a counselor to the team. I agree. You got to do that when it's time for you to get paid. Debo did it. They tried to lowball Debo.
All right, the next team
I'm going to talk about, guys, before I read out any more comments, is
the Buffalo Bills. Yes, the Buffalo Bills. And listen,
the Buffalo Bills, I know everybody loves Keon Coleman. I think Keon Coleman is a great talent. Khalil Shakir is evolving. Dalton Kincaid is a top tight end in the league. But these guys don't have the cachet that Brandon Aiyuk does. And I think Brandon Aiyuk could go there, and that would probably be his best opportunity to show
that if he's an elite top 5 type
wide receiver guy. because they don't got one. I mean, he could take what 70-80% of those Stephon Diggs targets. I wouldn't say he would take 100%. That it would just be a plug in and they keep it going like they've been doing. But I think he could handle 80% of that, and I think that team would be really good, and he would fit that team. But you're gonna have to be the pure number one now. You know, people are worried about Debo. They worried about CMC being a number one, and they know you getting the ball. It's a totally different. It's a big difference. It's a big
difference being the number one like that. When people are
worried about CMC and the play action, and you got a great offensive coordinator scheming up really good plays for Debo and stuff, and then all you gotta do is run your route, and the ball's there and you can catch it. That's a different than teams are shading over your way, double teaming you,
because they know ain't
nobody else really a big time threat out there. Dalton Kincaid is a big threat. James Cook can hit you with a big play, but outside of that, they're gonna try to take you away. But I do think it makes sense if the Buffalo Bills did want to do that. But I know they also, I don't know if they got the draft capital, and they also owe Stephon Diggs some money. So do they want to pay Brandon Aiyuk all that money when they already got money on the books to pay Stephon Diggs?
That's another thing. Let's see. The Zach Seaman
says the situation of the Rams offense puts Puka greater than Jamar Chase. And I'm gonna clap, bro. Not saying you right. I'm not gonna sit here and try to, but I'm clapping because I agree with you. I agree with you, bro. I hate to say that. Listen, I'm not gonna say he's better than Jamar, but I respect what you're saying. Like I'm trending towards he's gonna be better than Jamar, and I would have never said that last year. Somebody would say I'd have said you crazy, you trolling. But when I watched him, man, I watched what he did in the playoffs, and then I watched him, and then I know what he did all through the season. Then he capped it off with a playoff when it was big, when it's time to play and it was time for him to evolve. He made those plays. And then I said, okay, well, you just part of Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay, and then you went to that All-Star game and you showed me you can dunk. Like you, not like, oh, I'm just a football player that's fairly athletic and I can put it up there and put it in there. No, you windmilling. That dude is special, man. He's a freak athlete, like Aram be saying. He's a freak athlete. Jamar Chase is a freak athlete too, but I think Puka is sneaky. Puka, like, I ain't the fastest freak athlete, but I'm freak athlete with my explosion. I'm strong. I think he's sneaky, freaky athlete. Pause. You don't think he's like that, but he is, man. I thought he was just getting hyper targeted by Matthew Stafford. That's what I thought in the beginning. I'm like, bro, only reason why you good because Matthew Stafford is keep throwing you the ball. If you put anybody in that role, they could do the same thing because they getting 15 targets a game. And then I watched the playoff game, and then I watched him in the offseason in the NBA Celebrity All-Star game.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I missed him. But he says Puka better than Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Brandon Aiyuk. Facts. I think so too. Right now it's 50-50. I told you that might be one of the best tomatoes. This might go down as the best tomato so far. We ain't never had one finish a tie. We ain't never had a tomato finish as a tie. Right now it's 50% Puka and 50% Aiyuk.
All right. Sam
says the metrics say Aiyuk is top tier, better than St. Brown, same level as CD. I don't think there's no way he's better than St. Brown.
That's my opinion.
It's just my opinion. I think Amon-Ra better than Puka. Now I'm not saying he's an athlete like Puka, but I think Amon-Ra is better than Puka. Antonio Brown was an elite athlete when he went to the combine. He was average, but when you saw Antonio Brown play on the field, he was special. Right? And I think that's what Amon-Ra Brown is. I don't think Amon-Ra is going to outrun anybody. He's not going to jump over anybody, but he's going to outwork everybody. And I think that's what makes Amon-Ra. I think Amon-Ra is like Kobe Bryant. So that's just my opinion. I'm not going to sit here and say my opinion is better over anybody. We all got our opinions. That's why I love my channel. Yes, sir. All right. So, guys, before we do I read any more comments, I'm going to read out the last two teams. Another team is the Chargers. Yes, the Chargers. Listen, guys, I think that he would be really good for the Chargers. He would be the outside presence and they can't count on QJ, so he could be the outside presence. Then you can have Ladd in the slot, and then Josh Palmer can come in and fit in. Now, is it going to happen? Probably not. If they wanted a wide receiver like that, they could have got Malik Neighbors. So why would they go out and get Aiyuk now? Maybe they got their tackle, and so now maybe they are willing to go get a wide receiver now. They got Joe Alt. Maybe they didn't want to get Malik Neighbors and not get a good offensive lineman at that caliber, right? So I thought Chargers would be a good place to help Justin Herbert
continue to be elite. Make sure he has
a good target, somebody that they can trust who's going to be good in the route tree, and that's why right now it's all up to a rookie and Josh Palmer, right? QJ is Cordell Patterson. I said what I said. QJ is Cordell Patterson.
And last but not
least, and then I'm gonna get to the rest of the comments. I believe that the Panthers. I said that early in the season. I said, listen, the team that if I was the Panthers, I would go get him. Now they did draft Leggett, but I would also still go get Aiyuk. I would have Aiyuk, Leggett, Deontay, and Adam Thielen out there. Those are 4 wide receivers, and spread the ball out. Run it, but spread it out. Now, they do want to run the ball a little bit more than what they did last year. So we got to understand this is probably not going to be a high-volume passing team like we think it's going to be, even though Deontay Johnson was picked up to go there. They're going to run the ball a lot with Chuba, and hopefully Jonathan Brooks get healthy, and they'll try to give him the ball too. So this is going to be a run team. This team is probably going to run it 55 to 60%, maybe more.
So, but I could
see how Brandon Aiyuk could get on this team. Maybe they
trade Leggett for Brandon Aiyuk or something like that. I don't know.
Who knows, right? Maybe they keep Leggett. Who knows?
All right, let's get to
some of these rest of these comments.
Rami says Puka
is a freak athlete and a beast. I agree. Puka is winning now. 53%. Puka is winning. Sam says the metrics say that Aiyuk is top tier, better than St. Brown. Okay, we did that one. That's a good comment, bro. That's you going with the metrics. I'm not going with the metrics on this one. The metrics said that Antonio Brown was a 4th round pick. The metrics was wrong. He was the
best. He probably top 5
wide receivers that ever played the game. I mean, we know what Antonio Brown is, how good he is.
D-Line says
Puka. The Rose says Zach Sigma Puka is maybe on an AJ Brown level. He is far from Chase and JJ. AJ Brown is not that far from JJ. Young AJ Brown like that, bro. Listen, AJ Brown is a running back that got great hands like a receiver. Like he got exceptional hands, and he's 220 pounds. So don't sit there just because AJ Brown ain't did some of the things that he ain't playing on that type of offense. AJ Brown, man, listen, there's a lot of good wide receivers out there. I mean, when I say Puka better than AJ Brown, it's close. It's close, man. They on the same level. All these guys are great. I mean, we talking about the top wide receivers, man. We splitting hairs here, man. We splitting hairs. AJ Brown, great. Now his injury history brings him down because he can get injured. But when he's healthy, bro, woo, ain't no corner. He too big and physical, and he too quick on his feet. And when he catch the ball, you can't tackle him. Poll request. Zach says Puka versus Saquon. We will do that. Remind me, bro. Make sure I don't forget. Puka versus Saquon.
Let's see here. The Rose says
I like Puka. I'm from Utah. He's a local guy for me, but he's no Chase. Respect that. I respect that. I can't disagree with that. Chase didn't put up special numbers, but to say that he ain't got bro, it's still early in his career. Look what he did year for year. He's better than Chase. He had a better rookie year than Chase.
But there's a lot of other things that
goes in with that. Rose says Olave water is a good tomato. Right. I'm gonna do that, bro. We're gonna do that. Let me write that down. We're gonna put a couple of those in there before I get out of here.
Versus Waddle. Siobhan
says, what about the Giants, Jets, or KC? KC ain't making that move. Not when they just got Xavier Worthy. If they wouldn't have drafted Xavier Worthy, and Rashee Rice probably would be getting suspended, maybe. But Rashee Rice might not even get suspended now because they're gonna push back his trial, and they're not gonna suspend him until the trial happens. Jets, possibly. But they went and got Mike Williams. It's gonna be ugly there. Like, what you gonna do with Mike Williams? What you gonna do with some of those other wide receivers that you went and picked up? Like I forgot Mikael Corley. Like, what you gonna do with those guys? You got to give those guys a chance to see what they're gonna be. But yeah, it's possible. That's not a bad one. Giants, yes, that's very, very possible. I just think you're gonna be overlooking Hyatt. Hyatt is nice. If I was San Francisco, I'll say, yeah, give me Hyatt back though. I need to get Hyatt. You can have Aiyuk, but give me Hyatt.
Kenny 49ers.
Okay, we got a 49ers fan in here. He says, Brandon Aiyuk ain't going nowhere. What makes BA great is his blocking. Okay, that's why I said he's a great fit. Like, he's like, you can't, maybe they don't want to swap up Jahan Dotson and Aiyuk because Jahan is not a great blocker. So, okay. The undeniable best blocking wide receiver. Okay. Is he better than Debo? Is Aiyuk better than Debo? I thought Debo was probably be a better blocker than him. Sam says Aiyuk deserves the St. Brown contract. No way. No way.
He did good as a rookie, but
then the next year he did okay. Amari ain't never had a bad season. He ain't never had a bad game. I mean, he might not have a big stats, but St. Brown has put out almost every single game. Played what he did what the team asked him to do at an elite level, no matter if he had the stats or not. Aiyuk is done at 80% of the time. And that's enough to get an elite contract, but not a St. Brown Waddle. I think he should be right underneath St. Brown and Waddle. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I could be off. I think he's a St. Brown. He's under St. Brown and Waddle.
Kenny says CMC was great because of
Brandon. Okay, so we got some inside information here. RG says, "Let me get Aiyuk from you in our dynasty league." Yeah, bro, you can. You know it. But you know I ain't giving up for no chopped liver. Hey, go ahead, hit me up after this, bro, and I'll break the trade down on a live. You hit me up. Let me get somebody nice. I know you got somebody nice. I tried to get Jonathan Taylor from you last year, and you was like, I don't know, man. I ain't gonna do it. But you thought about it. So maybe we might see about Jonathan Taylor or something else. I don't know. Sam says he can't get paid in Buffalo. Right. Facts. DeAndre Swift season says, oh, hell no. Dollar Bill says, laugh out loud at RG. Yes, he can get him. He can get Aiyuk. I only got Aiyuk on my team just because that was the best player available. I traded Aiyuk to another person to get Tyreek Hill and won my league. I won a championship in that league.
Based on the situation
too, I think the Rams has one of the better offense. Facts. And they got a good quarterback. Mind Flux. What's up, bro? He says Ricky Pearsall versus Xavier Leggett Dynasty PPR. I'm going to go with Ricky Pearsall because of the offensive system and the quarterback. Right now, I don't know what Bryce. I like Bryce Young, and I don't know about the Carolina Panthers. Also, Deontay Johnson is there. I'm not saying Deontay Johnson is a world beater, but I think he's a great route runner. He's a phone booth wide receiver, and I got to remember. Let me write that down. I got to do phone booth wide receivers. Phone booth wide receivers. That's a great topic because those wide receivers are different. Those are like high PPR guys. You could be a phone booth wide receiver and be elite too. Justin Jefferson is kind of like a phone booth, not Jamar Chase, but Justin Jefferson is a phone booth guy where he can juke you in a phone booth. That's how good their feed is. Pause. So I will go with Ricky Pearsall because of the team that he's on, the offensive system. Kenny 49 says Rams running backs are not proven, right? But it don't matter when you got a great scheme like Sean McVay. You got a great scheme. I'm trusting him. Kyron Williams, you put him on most teams, he probably just like a good, solid running back. But you put him on the Rams, he balls out. Sometimes systems are good for players. I think CMC being with the 49ers makes him incredible. He's a Hall of Famer because he went to a great team. If he went to another team, he might would have struggled and got hurt again. But by going to the 49ers, one of the best run schemes in the whole NFL, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. CMC probably a Hall of Famer right now. If he retired, he probably would be a Hall of Famer. Zach says Kyron is good. He is. He's solid. He's good. Sam says the route running metrics don't lie. St. Brown could never be the X. I don't agree with that. The metrics do lie. The metrics said that Antonio Brown was a 4th-round receiver. The metrics said, coming out of college, said that he wasn't that good. He was too small. The metrics said a lot of stuff. And Antonio Brown is one of the best wide receivers to ever play the game, no matter how big or small or fast. Antonio Brown ran like a 4.6 at the combine. And this dude was incredible at punt returning. Incredible when he caught the ball. Great hands. Best hands probably in the NFL at one point in time. Didn't drop anything. The dude had like one drop and had like 150, 160 targets. That's incredible. That's incredible. So the metrics do lie, but I get what you're saying. I think St. Brown is not like an outside DK Metcalf guy. No, that ain't how you use him. So that's why certain guys is better than St. Brown. Like Tyreek Hill to me is better. You could say Jamar Chase is better. I'm okay with that. But using Amon-Ra in the slot, he gonna eat every single time. You got to double team. Nobody's guarding him in the slot, and then he can go out wide. But you got to run the right. You got to run the route, the right routes with him. He's not gonna beat anybody deep. So if you just tell him run down the field, we're gonna throw it to you, and the defense know it. No, but if you give him the route tree, he hit you with a double move. Same thing with Devontae Adams. Even though the Amon-Ra is a little bit shorter, so I get what you're saying. There are 5 or 6, 7, 8 wide receivers that's more explosive than St. Brown. Aiyuk is more explosive than St. Brown, but he's not better. That's my opinion. Sometimes I will say explosive wide receivers are better. Sometimes, but when you great all over the field, then I'm not gonna sit there and say, like Antonio Brown wasn't the greatest deep threat. He was good. He could do it. Did it at elite level, but it was other guys that were better down the field, but they're not on Antonio Brown level because they can't run the routes tree like he can. Same thing with Devontae Adams.
Zach says Kenny
49ers. At Kenny 49ers, okay. Aiyuk is the real X. And I guess you're talking about the alpha wide receiver. Yeah, he is. Debo's different. So they need original outside run the route tree type wide receiver. And Aiyuk can run the route tree. No doubt in that, bro. Aiyuk is a good route runner. His route runners is exceptional. I know what Aiyuk is, but we splitting hairs here. We talking about the sun god. We talking about elite guys. Kenny 49 says a lot of TDs, but short distance best games versus scrubs. A lot of TDs, but short distance based games versus scrubs. Hey, that's a good point. I'm not gonna sit here and cap. Amon-Ra probably did get a lot of touchdowns against some scrub teams. I'm not gonna sit here and cap on that. I still think he's elite. I still think he's fantastic. One of the best wide receivers in the league. Top 3, top 4, arguably. But I think that's a great point. That's a great point, bro. Because they did have some weak games, and I saw Amon-Ra out there killing in them weak games. Siobhan says, love the sun god. But he is the guy. Right, he is the guy. Sam says, people don't know how easily the Lions offensive coordinator makes it for Amon-Ra. Nah. I'm not going to sit there and say the offensive coordinator makes it for Amon-Ra, but he do know how to use Amon-Ra to be elite. But Amon-Ra could go to any system, and he would eat.
He would eat. Kenny
49ers. Okay, let me go back up.
He says, I thought Corm
declined his senior year. Declined senior year. Okay. Oh, he declined his senior year. I don't know, man. I didn't watch enough college football in Michigan like that to know if he declined. I don't know. You probably know more than me, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and say you're wrong.
Usually guys don't decline
in college, especially when you are splitting carries. Sam says dropped Amon-Ra on the Panthers last year. Let's see what kind of year he has. He eats. He has the Adam Thielen and better year. Like he still gets 1,400 yards with about 8 touchdowns. He did it already when the Lions, when they was garbage. They only won like 3 games. Amon-Ra came out there at the end of the season and was killing. And he was beating top corners. Look at his rookie year. Go back and look at his rookie year and look at the last 6 games. There wasn't no scrubs. And he didn't have no, TJ Hawkinson was hurt. He didn't have nobody. So go back and watch those last 6 games of his rookie season. He said, I think Bryce would have appreciated that. I think so too. Sam says Arthur Ron Brown is the real deal. I don't know who Arthur Ron Brown. I'm gonna have to look. AJ Brown. AJ Brown. Sorry. Yes, AJ Brown is the real deal.
AJ Brown is the real deal.
Guys, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel.
Eric Baker, what's up?
Bro, he says whole team trash. I don't know which team you're talking about, bro. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan too. Appreciate you being here.
Chris, what's going on?
Bro. He says AJ Brown, new brother in town. AJ Brown. AJ Brown, new brother in town. AJ Brown. Y'all don't know nothing about that Doodoo Brown, do you? Y'all too young for that Doodoo Brown. The
Rose has never said
AJ Brown isn't him. He just isn't on Chase level. I like AJ. Right. I just disagree with that.
I disagree with that. It's tough, man.
It's a lot of great wide receivers in the NFL. Kenny 49 says Worthy is a bum. He could be. I don't think so, but he plays with, with the Kansas City Chiefs, so they can turn a bum into
somebody elite.
A rich man.
Excuse me. We got the real
Worthy, Jacob Coyne. Oh, he's a bum.
Kenny says,
but not a fantasy guy. Okay. Kevin says, nice poll. Yes, sir. Aiyuk winning that poll now. Aiyuk is winning the poll. I see you. I forgot who said do that poll. I think it was Roll. No, it might have been somebody else.
Kevin says Amon-Ra
St. Brown equals phone booth. Okay, I would say that too. That's what I was gonna say. I think he's a phone booth guy too, where he can get open in the phone booth. I would agree with that. And even though he's built like a short Anquan Bolden, I always said that Amon-Ra is if Anquan Bolden and Antonio Brown had a baby. Pause.
Siobhan says, hearing people
are sleeping on Kamara with his touches and potential TDs he's going to get. Right. Why would you do that? As long as he stays healthy, you're not going to sit here and this man is making like 12, 13, 14 million dollars. Why would you use him sparingly and let Kendrick Miller beat him out? And then if you do, then they're going to trade him, and that's even good. I want Kamara to be traded to another team, and he's going to eat no matter where. He can go to Kansas City, anywhere. So Kamara's going to eat. Kenny says, just some insight, guys, about non-wide receivers. At least so far, we don't throw much to anyone but CMC, Debo, and Aiyuk. Our wide receiver 3 got 19 passes, and our fullback 14. That's about it. Maybe Ricky will get lucky, though. Yeah, but if Aiyuk or somebody that don't get signed, Ricky going to be there long term. That's why I'm going with Ricky. He was drafted in the first round, too. I don't think he's going to be getting off like as a 4th receiver. That's not why I picked him. If you were just talking about like right now, who's the quickest to get on the field, I don't know if Xavier Leggett gonna get on the field as quick either. But I'm just going with the offense throughout the years, and I think Ricky Pearsall, you get in that offense, even Juwan Jennings look good. Sam says the metrics say Antonio Brown is great. I'm not talking about the combines. I'm talking about the route running success rate. Yeah, but that's disingenuous to what he became. So you looking at the final metrics. The final metrics is no sleepers in the NFL then. The final metrics is going to give you everybody best at their best. But the metrics lie in the beginning. Like, we don't know who's going to be great. If we looked at the end, then nobody would miss on nobody. Because we would say, okay, well, after he's been in the league for 7 years, the metrics say this. Well, we know the metrics going to value you then. But what does the metrics say coming out of college? Why are guys drafted in the first top 5 and why are guys drafted in the 5th round? What does the metrics say? Those are the best metrics. And I'm glad you brought that up, bro. I'm not riding you, Sam. I appreciate your intel because you seem to be very, very intelligent. You're making a lot of great points. But this is what I say. The difference between with my channel, I pick guys before everybody is on them. And then what guys tend to do is wait till they start hitting and playing good and say, well, everybody's on them. No, everybody's not on them. Wasn't nobody on no Tyreek Hill. Everybody's like, Tyreek Hill, he's a running back. He can't play wide receiver. Amon-Ra, he wasn't that best. He wasn't the best wide receiver on his team. Drake London was, and these other guys was better than him. But the metrics in the beginning said that Jerry Rice was a 2nd, 3rd round pick. I think it was a 2nd round pick. Jerry Rice is okay. He's not fast enough, to play in the NFL. The metrics when he got in the NFL says he's the best. That his separation, his route running, all of that type of stuff, his hands, catch ratio, all that stuff is superb. But I'm talking about in the beginning, what does the metrics say? And the metrics lie up at that point in time.
I know you ain't talking about the
Combine, but I'm not gonna sit here and talk about the final because we all know what happened, what these guys are at 7 to 8 years of their career. We know what they are. Kenny says Kittle targets been going down, right? He just been having boom games. Mindflux says Keon Coleman versus Lab McConkey. That's a good one. Let me write that one down. That's a good one.
Maybe we can get that one in. I got a couple that
I gotta get in. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it in, but I'm gonna try, bro. Please appreciate you being here, Mindflux. Coleman and Lad. That's a good one.
2 rookies. Right around the same
ADP in real life.
Okay. Kenny says 65 last
season may go up with Purdy. Okay, 65 last season may go up with Purdy. I think he's talking about Kittle.
Rose
says Shaheed might be better as a deep threat, but Olave is far better, just like Mike Williams is a better deep threat than Garrett Wilson, but doesn't mean he's better than Wilson. That's facts. I ain't got no reason to argue about that, bro. You speaking facts. You speaking facts. But
this is what I tell you.
Watch the game. And when you see
Rashid Shaheed go for 70 yards
and break the game open and they win the game and Shaheed is making bigger plays, you can always keep telling me that Olave is a better route runner, but who's breaking the game open? Deep plays ain't, it's just a deep ball. It's not, no, deep balls, oh my God, we might win the game. You see that play? That's what deep balls do. So if you are just a deep ball guy, but you can do it every single game and kill, you can be better than some guys that can't run the deep routes. But it's only certain few guys. That's Randy Moss, and he could be that on another level, not on that Moss level, but he could be that for that team. And if he's the deep
threat guy,
he might be a better option for that team because Chris Olave is just working underneath, doing okay. But when they are down and they need a big play, Shaheed is making people miss and breaking off for 70-yard runs, and those to me give you more fantasy points. And in real life, it makes the defense nervous. I play defense, and I wanted a guy to catch 5-yard outs and stuff. I got a chance to come up and tackle you. He's a good route runner. But the guy that scared me was the guy who can embarrass me and outrun me, and my mama and daddy watching, and he catch a ball and outrun me. Makes me look like I'm inferior. And that hurts the defense, and people are scared. Near the corner, he nervous. He don't want to play defense no more. It's just it's totally, it's different.
That's what
I say. But you're right. Chris Olave route package is elite. He's better. He's a better route runner than Rashid Shaheed. And he says, and I don't believe. Okay, hold on. Let me go up a little bit.
Kenny
says anyone could have had Amon-Ra St. Brown. I can't believe how far he failed. Right, because the metrics said he wasn't that elite. That's what the metrics said coming out of college. That's the real true metrics. We all know what now the metrics gonna give Amon-Ra his credit at this point in time, his 3rd, 4th year in the league. But coming out of college is the true metrics where you can't go off metrics. Like some people kill with metrics, some people don't. Ozzie Newsome, one of the best GMs of all time, he didn't use metrics. He went with he drafted the metrics said that Ray Lewis was too small. Said he was fast. Maybe he needed to play safety.
But the metrics end up being wrong.
And then Ray Lewis ended up being one of the best middle linebackers of all time. Siobhan says, are A-Chain and Kyle Williams both small to be RB1s and RB2s? Would you pick a bigger running back over one of them? If so, which one would you keep? I don't care about, at this point in time in the NFL, it doesn't matter about size. Pause. I'm taking the best guy and the most explosive guy. And both of these guys are in good offenses. So I'm taking A-Chain first, and then I'm taking Kyron Williams at the right ADP. I'm taking A-Chain in the 2nd round. I'm taking Kyron in the 3rd round. That's those are those guys ADP. To me, it don't matter about their size because the offenses and the defenses are different now. Back in the day, you couldn't be 200 pounds and play running back, not full time, but now you can. You can. But they are both volatile. Now they both are volatile. So if you want a safer running back, then go get Derrick Henry because he is bigger. That does make those guys safer. But CMC is not a big guy. CMC like 205, 210 in the summer. Wintertime, he like 215. But CMC's never been a 220 guy. CMC's like 210.
So these guys are small.
Smaller running backs now in the NFL, and they are balling out. Harami says Thielen was a top 5 on the Panthers. Amara could have done that easily. Like, right. The first 5 weeks, Thielen was top 5.
And I said that earlier.
I said that Thielen was getting off early, so why Amara can't do it? That's what I said. The Rose says, and I don't even believe Shaheed is a better deep threat. Okay, that's fine. I disagree with you, but we only time gonna tell. If I'm wrong, bro, I admit it. Zach says the Saints might need to get Aiyuk. Zach crazy. Okay, just say you haven't watched an ounce of Olave's film, and Olave was better last season than his rookie season.
That's a little disingenuous.
The numbers might say that, but it didn't look better. Big Will says, at my job, they asked the question, are you hurt or are you injured? Most people couldn't do what Amara did with a I think he had a pec injury, and he still played at a high level. Facts.
Kenny says
Juwan did look good. Juwan did look good. Niners fans love him. He's a sleeper, right? Red zone target. Zach Simmons, I've watched Olave. Remember to do Puka versus Saquon. Okay, let me do the Puka versus Saquon.
it's gonna be, to me, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you,
It's probably gonna be Puka, but I'm gonna do it.
who are you drafting? Oh no, who? Yeah, I do. Who you drafting? Barkley or Puka? Okay, I did it. Kenny says Jerry Rice
Considered a draft bust by many. Bill Walsh stuck with him. Jerry was struggling with the playbook and couldn't catch because of it. It worked out. Right.
Facts.
Siobhan says they both fall into me in practice drafts.
Right.
I'm taking Devon A. Chain, and then I'm taking Kyron Williams next.
Puka is too new.
If not, it'll be close in my opinion. Okay, and that's fair. Kenny says Cup also missed a lot of games. Right. Mine says Dynasty Draft, Puka redraft, still Puka. Rose says Olave is in borderline elite, elite talent. Like how? What you mean elite? Do you mean like he's better than Tyreek? That's what I'm about to do. Roll right now. Who's better, Tyreek Hill or Olave? Because if you're gonna say elite, then I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna go with the elite guys. Because
Olave is
not up there with those type of guys. Can he run routes and is he a good player? Yes, but you said elite. So right now, I want to ask you: is Olave better than Tyreek Hill?
Do you think he has the potential to be
better than Tyreek Hill?
Right. Okay then.
Right. Those I agree with Kenny. What Kenny's saying. Right.
So Olave can't be
elite. Those are the elite guys. Tyreek, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown. Olave ain't better than none of those guys.
Potentially he could be better than like Devontae
Smith and Waddle. He can be better than those guys potentially, but he can't be better than no Tyreek, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, and Jamar Chase and Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua went for 1,500 yards as a rookie.
Cheetah is arguably the best player
In the game besides their quarterback. Cheetah might be one of the best players to ever play the game.
Bro says
Olave is borderline elite talent. It's disrespectful to say he is mid as hell. Shaheed is better than him. That's like me saying Jamio is better than Amara. Plus, the OC last year only used him for 50-50. That's not saying that because Shaheed played elite in a playoff game and played elite throughout his rookie season. He had elite games. He led the team in receiving a couple times. Jamison Williams ain't never led his team in no receiving. He had one good game, and that was a playoff game. That's the only great game that he had. Rashid Shaheed had like 6 or 7 elite games. He had 2 or 3 kick returns. So Shaheed's done put in the work. Jamo ain't put in the work. Shaheed had some great games.
Daniel says Hill. What's going on, Daniel?
Harambe, we did that one. Olave can get to AJ Brown. Woo!
We just got to see, man. I
just can't agree with that. Siobhan says pick Barkley. Think he will bring explosiveness to the Eagles that they've been missing. Hurts can focus on passing, right?
I'm going with Puka.
I'm going with Puka over Barkley.
I think y'all sleeping on
Puka.
Daniel says they both
going to get a lot of targets.
Mine says Olave
versus Garrett Wilson.
I
think Garrett Wilson. I'll go with Garrett Wilson. Kitty says if I was a homer, I snuck Brandon Aiyuk up there. Right.
Rose says he was used like he
should be. Olave but was still better on nearly every metric.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They did use Shaheed like they supposed to. They didn't use Olave right. That's what I keep saying. They need to use Olave, put him in the slot some.
What's going on, Daniel?
What's up?
Arthur, what's going
on, Arthur? Hey, bro, did you get your draft guide? Chop it up with me in the Gmail. I keep trying to send you the draft guide. Let me know if you should have got it. Let me know about that. Appreciate you being here, Arthur. Maybe you covered it. Thoughts on CeeDee Lamb elite? Yeah, CeeDee Lamb is elite. I'm taking him in the top 3, top 4 picks this year. I'm taking Tyreek Hill before CeeDee Lamb. I'm taking Amon-Ra before CeeDee Lamb, and then I'm going with CeeDee Lamb. I'm taking CeeDee Lamb before JJ and Jamar Chase this year. That's just me.
But I'm taking Amon-Ra
and Tyreek before him. Kenny says Caleb signed good. Signed good job, Bears. Yeah, I mean he was gonna sign anyway. He just wasn't gonna be cheap. You know, he already knew what he was gonna get. A lot of people don't like Caleb Williams for doing it, but listen, the guy, he won his money, and that's just part of the game. Siobhan said, "What is Puka bringing versus Barkley that you think, TD?" So in full PPR, he's going to be getting 8 to 9 catches a game. That's 8-9 points probably every single game. Big plays, 70-yard catches, 40-yard catches. Now listen, if your league don't do bonuses, then in this half-point PPR, then Barkley can be better. He's gonna have more. He's gonna have like 10 rushing touchdowns, but Puka can have 10 receiving touchdowns. I say maybe 8 because Cooper Kupp is going to be the red zone target for this team when they throw it. But I just believe Puka in a full PPR league is going to be only running back that I think is going to be better than Puka is a couple guys. That's CMC, that's B. John Robinson and Breach Hall. Outside of that, I don't think it's a running back that's going to be doing what Puka is doing.
The top
players last year to me was like the top, like Tyreek. Who was the other wide? It was Rob receivers was over running backs last year. CMC outside of CMC, and then it was other guys. We know that Saquon is not going to be CMC. And if Saquon was going to be CMC, I would say easily. I think Bijan has a chance to do that. I think Breach has a chance to do that. But I'm going with the big plays from Puka.
And Matthew Stafford
Likes to target down the field. Sean McVay does too. Gotta go. Thanks for the input. Sub. Thank you, Mom. Kenny says, oh, CD is good. Right. CD is good. Number 4. Right. Harami says Olave is a good wide receiver. He is comparable to like a Jarvis Landry. I agree with that. That's a great comparison, Harami. Great comparison. Jarvis was nice. Arthur says, yeah, I got it, bro. Okay, been under the weather or I would have got back to you soon. Okay, I just want to make sure you got it. That's my thing. I just want to make sure you got it. Because you are a Phenom crew member. And been on that the whole year, man, and I appreciate that, bro. Anything you need, just hit me up, bro. Let me know. Consultation, anything, I got you.
Kenny says easily. Talking about CD Lamb.
Siobhan says Puka won't reach me at pick 3 unless don't pick him at pick 3. Don't do that. That's not what I'm saying, Siobhan. Puka shouldn't come off the board to like pick. There you go. Somebody's saying it. Wait a minute. No, never mind. Puka shouldn't go off the board to like pick 7. At pick 3, you should be looking for Amon-Ra or CD Lamb or CMC. Tyree, Amon-Ra, CMC. Those are the top 3 picks, Siobhan, in redraft leagues. Those are the 3 guys that you need to be taking. Siobhan, you are a Phenom member. I send you a draft guide.
You got to hit me up at your
email, Siobhan, so that I can send you that. So my email is fantasygoodesports@gmail.com, and I can tell you who the first picks are, the first 3 picks. But don't draft Puka at pick 3. Don't do that.
Oh, okay. So you talking
about pick 3 in the second round? Unless I pick him in round 1. You don't pick him in round 1. No. So yeah, you ain't gonna be able to get Puka. Saquon, you can get Saquon. Let me know what picks you have, like exactly. Like tell me you got the 1-3 and then the 2-10.
Like let me know what
picks you actually have, and I can tell you what guys that I would take there.
Kenny says Debo
averages 800 yards receiving, 200 yards rushing, and anywhere between 7 and 14 touchdowns, even missing 3 games. I agree. Debo
like that. I just
don't want to take a guy that's that's volatile. Kevin, he says, where are you placing Rashee Rice in 24? Right now, I believe no suspension. The way it's looking, Dynasty, his value has crept back up. No, I think it's got back up to where it was at. But it's not,
I think he's a solid
pick. I didn't have him ranked. Man, I got to look at my rankings and where I got him because I thought he was going to be missing some time this year. But
I'm just trying to think who.
I would probably take him before Brian Thomas. I wouldn't take him before Malik Neighbors. I wouldn't take him before. Let me see. Let me look at here real
quick. I'll tell you what.
What about Rashee Rice?
I would take him
before Christian Watson. I like Christian Watson better, but his draft capital should be better than Christian Watson.
I'm taking him before
Deontay Johnson. Let's go look at his ADP right now. Let me go look at his ADP.
Let's look at his ADP. So right now his ADP says wide receiver,
just wide receiver 37 off the board in 4 PPR. Overall PPR is pick 67. So that's round 3. I mean, no, not round 3, but let me see, 12. That's like round 6.
That's like round 5.
Round 6 is where he's going. I wouldn't take him to round 7, probably. That's probably me.
Let me see here. Arthur.
Appreciate you, bro. Kevin says, Olave has to show me. The 8 ball ain't showing me. Right. I need to see it. Daniel says I'm going RB in the first round. It just depends on where you're at. I like RB in the first round, especially if you pick like from pick 1-6 all the way like to pick 112. I think the best value there is running backs. I do like Puka there. If Breach and B John gone, I'm going with Puka in the first round at that ADP around 1-7, 1-8. Big Will
It's the same here, sir.
sir. Need that draft guide link. Yes, sir. What level? Let me see. What level are you, Will? Let me look real quick. Cause
I seen the draft.
guys, you got to be a Phenom crew to get it free. If you're not a Phenom member, then I give you a percentage off if you like a Pro Bowl tier. But let me see where you at, Big Will. Let me look real quick.
I got you right here. Um, all right, I'm looking at my members
Right here.
Big Will and Big Will. Yeah, you are.
Are a Phenom member. You right, bro. I was sending it to you. Send fantasygoodesports@gmail.com. And I will send you that draft guide right over, bro.
My bad, Big Will.
Just I had to make sure, man, because I got Will Hayes, and I get y'all mixed up sometimes.
Yes, sir. Okay.
He says, no, you ain't you are a Phenom, right? It says it.
I can't
Look at my phone right now because I'm using my phone, but right here on my YouTube.
It says, let me see, filter, current level.
Phenom, apply. Big Wheel, yeah, you a Phenom. Kenny,
Um,
JKG, Siobhan, Big Wheel, and Arthur are my Phenom members.
yes. Let me see.
See,
Big Will says, say, okay,
yeah, okay, TD, yep. When does preseason game start? In 3 weeks. And
3 weeks.
guys, I'm going on vacation too. Friday, I'm going to the beach, but you know I'm still doing content. I'm still doing content.
So I'm gonna
Try to do some. I'm gonna try to bring my tripod, and I'm gonna try to do some content at the beach. Hopefully, it don't be spotty. Last year it was spotty.
So we got Puka.
It look like Puka won over Barkley.
Zach Simmons.
This is in round 21 right now. I'm on the clock. Who do you pick? Tyrone Tracy, Burton, Marvin Mims, Dortch, Michael Wilson, Tobit, DeMarcus Robinson, Wandale, Javon Baker. Okay, so I'm gonna give you my take, but I'm gonna give you, I don't know what scenario what you need. Marvin Mims got a lot of upside for his kickoff returns and making big plays for this team. Tyrone Tracy is a guy that you're gonna have to stash, and they talking about they could make a trade for Najee Harris. But I think if you needed a running back to come in to like the fourth quadrant, Tyrone Tracy would be good. DeMarcus Robinson is a guy who's gonna be spot. He can give you big weeks here and there, like 3 big weeks. He could end up winning you a lot of money if you make it that far in underdog and win you millions of dollars because he could end up getting 2 touchdowns. So DeMarcus Robinson is going to be the part of this offense the whole year. If Puka or Cooper Kupp go down, DeMarcus Robinson is going to be the next guy up. So that's what DeMarcus. Right now, to me, the safest guy is DeMarcus Robinson.
But if you got a lot of wide
Receivers, I don't know. I would stay with DeMarcus Robinson because he's on elite offense.
I think that most
Upside is Marvin Mims, and the best running back would be Tyrone Tracy, which he's the only running back. But that's a stash. That's a fourth quadrant pick if something happened to Devin Singletary. But right away from week 1 all the way out to until it's over, DeMarcus Robinson is going to give you value. Yes,
Rami saying
Douglas. I like Douglas in full PPR, but I think that's half point. Underdog is half point PPR, right? So that brings him down a little bit, right? And his touchdown upside is low. I think Demarcus Robinson got more touchdown upside.
that's how you get the most points.
Points for best ball and underdog. Guys, so listen, tonight, I'm gonna try to go ahead and start my free leagues. Hopefully, guys, the best ball dynasty fills up. I'm gonna try to get some of these other guys in here. Big Will, are you in the are you in my Discord league? With my Discord. That way you can sign up for this best ball. It's only $25, bro. I'm not doing a bunch of dynasty listener leagues. So make sure you know y'all guys get in here. Y'all, this is for y'all. This is for my members.
Yes,
It is IDP. I want to because it's y'all can learn from this league too. And I think IDP is going to be coming. But I'm going to do some leagues where it's going to be no IDP. No leagues are going to be free. But this league is the only money league that I'm probably gonna do. I might do another one next year, but this only the best ball. I might do one best ball league dynasty once a year.
so this the only one I'm gonna be doing.
Doing.
Interesting. What's
What's
up?
up, bro? He says Najee Harris. Where do you rank him in PPR? Bro, let's look at his ADP.
Let's look at his ADP. Because all I can tell
Hey
you
man, I'm taking him as
it just depends on where I'm at on the board.
board, man. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I know. Okay, I see for the draft guide. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh, I'm pick 120 this and this. But let me look at the ADP.
I draft, I feel
The draft. It just depends on what I need. I might move up and take Najee out of this ADP if I went 0 RB and I need a number 2 RB. It just depends.
let me see here. So he's running back
22, which is I think that's good value. He's running back 22 and overall 86. So that's like round 10. Round 9. So I would say I'm probably taking about round 9. And I would try to make sure I get Jalen Warren too. I would squeeze that backfield. I would get Jalen Warren and Najee.
but if you want him, you probably gonna have
To take him before pick 86.
you probably gonna have to take
Take him maybe 7th, 8th round. You got to go get your guy. That's why I don't really do a lot of ADP. It just depends on how you build your team. You fall at ADP, you get whooped.
let's see here.
Siobhan, okay, I saw it. I saw it. Anyway says, my man, what's up, cuz? Well, yes, sir, bro. Kenny says, I love Tajay Spears this year. I love Tajay Spears this year.
He says, do you like his backup?
Better for value. I like both of them. I'm taking both of them, man. Pause. If I get Najee, you got to get Jalen Warren because you don't want to be sitting out waiting. Because I think the ADP is good where you can get both. So try to get both, man. I think you gonna like whatever happens, you're gonna be good. If Jalen Warren takes over, you good. You're not gonna be disappointed. If Najee ends up booming, you good. And then Jalen Warren can still catch a few passes. And if anything happens to Najee, you got the backup. I think this is the type of team that you need to get both guys. You need to squeeze because we don't know what's going to happen.
Anytime interesting.
Factoids. Yes, I love Tajay Spears.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get ready
To get out of here. Guys, I might go and do another live tonight. Maybe start around 10:30. I don't know. Just depends on how I feel. I'm tired. I've been at work all day. I wanted to do a video. I don't know what I'm gonna do it on.
I don't know if I'm doing a video.
Or I'm gonna do a live. I'm probably gonna do it live. Sport Dog said TD 100. I just got here. Is Aiyuk serious or just trying to squeeze them for some money? Squeeze them for some money. I think it's all about money. That's what I think. You never know though. You never know, man. Daniel says, think Henry going to ball out for the Ravens? Yes, I think he's going to get 15 rushing touchdowns, maybe 900 yards. I still think this team is going to pass the ball a lot, but I think when they get down there, if Lamar don't throw it in there, Derrick Henry going to run it. This team probably going to average 28 to 30 points a game.
So I love Derrick Henry.
Rushing touchdowns, upside, rushing touchdowns. He ain't going to get a lot of yards, but a lot of rushing touchdowns.
Appreciate that interesting
factoids. Blessings from Cali. Yes, sir. Siobhan says, stay peeps stay peeps. The heat wave is real in New Jersey.
It's usually cold up there. I went
up there one time, man. It was like in the spring. I was like, damn, I need a jacket. Kenny says, yep, he wants the dough more than we know. Sports Dog said, okay, thanks. I'll try to catch you tonight. Yeah, I'm going to try to do a live tonight. Yep. I'll stay cool. Y'all be safe. Peace.